All right, let's go. Brave and big. It is on. Hey, we're talking about one of our absolute favorite topics today, friendship, covenant bros.
Come on.
However you want to describe it. Joey has been a great example of this. We've had a chance to live this out together. And so we're going to dive into a few different categories and iterations of this. But to start, Joey, on the spot, and I need an answer, and then you get to decide at the end of the episode if you would change your answer.
Okay.
Okay, that's how we're going to start
I like
today.
this.
What would you say? You only get 2 qualities that make the perfect friend. You get 2. On the spot, unscripted. Tell me what you think out of the gate, and then after we talk about this, where do we want to go with? Would you change any answers in the future?
2 qualities that make a great friend.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go real specific on the first one.
Okay.
Is being very comfortable making fun of me.
Okay.
Just the tease, like the ribbing, because what that means you're probably ready to get it back. Like
Yes.
I think that's a natural weed out. I love that in a friend, like the Luke Collins immediate make funny. My friend Peter Brown does that too. Just very quick to be able to do that. So that's one. And then I would say the other one in a friend, and again, I am going to want to change these, I'm sure. And I'm going to go the opposite side. One thing I really detest is self-importance. Is like, and I think I can say this, just like the douche factor. Like, I just can't take it. It's such an immediate repellent. That probably feeds into one. Like the first one probably weeds that out. Yeah. But those are 2. So you're probably expecting like loyalty or care or love Jesus.
You started with the douche factor,
but
bro.
I think, to me, that's, I'm going to throw it right back. Come on.
I like it.
You've had more chance to think about it.
Oh yeah. Super, like just a fear of God and loyalty. I was kidding. Like that, just to be a better human than you on those answers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna propose a story.
Okay.
2 stories
Like this?
and this will maybe set us up a little bit.
Okay.
And I propose that to everybody listening. Just like, okay, if you're thinking about friendship, what's that really like mean to you? Because I think it's one of those things that we know that we have to have.
Right.
I don't know that we quantify it a lot of times.
I hate my answers, by the way.
Listen, that's why I think it's a fun start.
So rough. They're true, and I hate them.
Cool,
like
Chris.
Top 2.
Way to start this one off. Great.
Dang it.
Which I did give you an out to change later. But here's the thought. Number 1, fun story. We were driving to a men's conference last year, and we had 4 or 5 guys in the truck, and one of the guys was like a newer person to this group. A lot of guys we've been friends with for 15 or 20 years. And then we had a new guy that is a good friend but new. 5-hour drive, we're driving to Missouri, and he just said this. By the time we got to the location, he goes, guys, in my life, I've never felt invincible. And this car ride has made me feel like that.
Wow.
We were talking about some topics for the conference. We were talking about fun stories. We were talking about, just making an impact, stuff like that. And that's what came out of his mouth. And I just thought, man, if every car ride with some friends could make someone feel invincible, that would be the goal.
Yeah.
And so my first question, and you don't get to answer it yet, but it's, do you feel invincible? Like if you're listening, like, is that what your friendships make you feel? Okay, which leads into a second story, and we'll break both these down. I have a friend that wasn't doing real well, drank a little bit too much, got himself in a bad situation. We went to him and helped him. Actually got him in a rehab and this whole thing. And that was a good thing that we did that. His wife called me after all of this experience, and she said, tonight's the first night that I'll sleep well.
Wow. Because
I've been dealing with this myself for the last year and a half.
Wow.
And that changed my whole perspective on friendship. And this is a little bit of a deeper one, but it made me think she shouldn't have had to deal with that herself.
Yeah.
She was protecting him and trying to help and the whole thing. But what should have happened was she just knew the 3 guys to call to come help. Yes. That's what ultimately happened. That's how we actually made progress on a bad situation. So I proposed that as well. Like, do you have the guys you can jump in the truck with and just start feeling invincible? And then the other side of it is, Do you actually have some bros that your wife could call because you're not your best self? You're not right. And it's not her weight or responsibility to fix that.
Wow.
So that's kind of what I want to put on the table today. We're going to go a lot of directions with friendship, some of the do's, don'ts, what's been great for us.
Yeah.
But maybe pick that up a little bit. You pick which one you want to kind of start with. But I think if that's the goal, man, let's make sure we have the Invincible and let's make sure that we're covered if things aren't great.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Well, I'll start with that second story. That one, like that to me is almost that's like the barometer of depth, I think, is can their wife with ease pick up the phone and call you in crisis? I mean, like when you talk about covenant, when you really talk about like depth of covenant, to me, I think that's probably the barometer is you say, we're so entrenched together. So and it's funny you say that because I have on my, on some of my notes, I was thinking about it. My friend Mike, his wife has called me a couple times throughout the years and has just said, will you call Mike? Will you check on him? And it's funny. He knows. He'll say at the end of
Hello, Joey.
I mean, we'll talk for a while and he'll always like an hour and he'll be like, did Courtney call you? And so he just knows. And what's cool about that actually to me, and I've said this to him, I've said this to her too, that shows the health of their marriage. Cause you almost want to pretend, oh no, I just the Lord put you on my heart.
So
like
random,
I just wanted to call you. Yeah. But what's cool about the health of their marriage is he says, I know I needed this. Thank you, Courtney. Wow. Like that's the response to it. So I love that a bunch.
Well, and I'll go a step further. I came home and told Molly that situation. And I said, are you familiar? Like who would you call?
Yeah.
And without saying names yet, we've named it since then. But she goes, here's what I think. I think I would need someone that you deeply respect. Like if they showed up in the driveway, it's like, whoa, I'm going to listen to what he says, even if you're not in the right headspace. And then she said, I would pick someone that has your heart. Like who do you go deep with? Who like speaks into you? And then she goes, and I think probably someone that could match your crazy. And I was like, what a great, awesome thing for her to kind of recognize. Like, well, okay, you're not right and you want to go jump off the bridge. Okay, I'm jumping first, but we're going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so there's something to kind of that trifecta. And maybe that's the perfect combination of things we're not.
Yes.
But I love the idea. Like that's where she went and then she listed who those people were. And it gave, I think it created such a confidence for her.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that I need in friends, but I love that as we start talking about friendship, and you mentioned covenant, which is like, man, covenant's what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. Covenants, if Joey asks, the answer's yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Can I borrow your truck? Of course.
Yeah.
Can your kid mow my yard? Of course. You know what I mean? Like, man, can we have a deep conversation because I'm not right? Of course.
It does make me think that just that great scene in the town, that movie in the town where he goes, hey, we got to go hurt somebody and we can never talk about it again. And he goes,
whose God we taking?
Whose God we taking? It's the best. Who's that? And bro, I remember this is not anything. I mean, what you're hearing, like for someone listening, like this is, I don't remember what movie we were at in college, but I remember you saying, no, I actually do. We saw the movie What Women Want with Mel Gibson.
Of course we did.
We saw that movie in the theaters. And I remember like his daughter had been wronged in that. And you leaned over to me in the movie and you said, if your daughter is ever wronged, I'm the guy you call and I'm there. Bro, I remember that gets me emotional thinking about it. I mean, think about that to know. And bro, I know that's true. If someone messed with Gianna right now, I mean, clearly we didn't have daughters at that moment. Like you just knew in the future. And I know with certainty that you are the call I make. And there's no question you're either in the truck or on a plane, no matter what, to go take care of her. Here's how I know that. I know that because of the small things in the interim that Harrison had a rough time 2 months ago. And I said, Hart, will you check on Harrison? Actually, I need you to tell. I mean, you got like, I want to hear actually I'll tell my side of that is Harrison at times, he's a 17-year-old boy. He was battling with some stuff. I mean, it's not like serious stuff, just like girl stuff or, tennis stuff. But it was I could feel the resistance in him wanting to open up. And I was like, but I know he loves Hart. So Hart, will you check on him? So tell me about the receiving side of that. I feel comfortable asking you, but what's that receiving side? Because I often feel, I think the burden some of us as guys can feel, I didn't want to feel like I was burdening you with something. So what's that receiving end feel like?
I think any hesitation because of a potential burden is probably the biggest lie of the devil. if I can go that far with it, because like a brother's born for adversity.
Come on.
So if I take that, like, I love that.
Yeah.
There's nothing, I mean, Gianna will never get wronged, but if she did, I would cancel my life.
Yeah.
Molly, I'll be back I don't know how long, but I need to go handle this.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so something as simple as, hey, my son's not at his best. Would you check on him? There's nothing more honoring that I could be asked.
Yeah.
I love your son because I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the great thing was, I think I sent him a voice text. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I did. I sent him a voice, like a 1 minute, hey, my guy, how's tennis going? What's up with the ladies? You serving God? You know, something like that. And bro, I got a 5.5 minute, did not, like, I pictured a good bro, you know, so like a 17-year-old boy would do, like 5.5 minutes voice text. And he goes, hey, this is great. My dad probably texted you. I'm glad he did.
Wow.
Here's what's going on.
Man.
And that sucker broke down each category. He goes, okay, tennis. He's a good tennis player, but he's navigating the future, right?
Yeah.
Girls, broke up with my girlfriend. Thanks for encouraging me to do that last time you were here, right? Like, it was girl, like, yeah, you don't need a girlfriend right now. And here's what's going on with God. I mean, like, systematically, because we asked.
Man.
Because we're good enough friends to be prompted for that. So I love that, like, obviously it makes sense with our wives. As soon as you were talking about Mike, your friend and his wife, it's like, and we get to do that with our kids.
Yeah.
And hey, I mean, my buddy Turpin back home, I'll meet a guy and I'll be like, you know what? You should meet Turpin. He's a great friend.
Man.
And I'll literally text Turp a stranger's number. Turp will call and take him to coffee because we're friends.
Wow.
And he's got a heart for that kind of thing. So I think that's the power of it is, and again, I believe that's when we start to actually feel invincible. Because like, man, if my kid's going through something, my guys are going to cover it.
Yeah.
If I'm not great in my marriage, man, if business didn't go well for you, your family today could move into our movie room. We'd wake up tomorrow and make like cheesy sausage eggs and swim and have a blast.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reality of these relations. Like this is what it should be, is when you win, you have to call me and tell me how great the win was, because all I want to do is celebrate it.
Yeah.
Because of like, there's no insecurity of like, I can't believe Joey won again. It's like, that's what I expect.
Right.
I'm so happy you won.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't go great, let me be the guy that brushes you off, laughs at you and with you, get you back on the horse, slap the horse in the butt, and let's go get it.
Yeah.
And let me do everything I can in my power to make sure that the next attempt is a win.
That whole idea of invincibility, when you told that guy saying that, it actually does come into a clearer focus through the lens of what the story we just told.
Yeah.
Is that I wasn't in that moment exactly what Harrison needed, but Hart was. And so, my army, or whatever you want to call it, like the people I'm with, make me invincible because they can cover me on sides that I can't quite cover for myself right now.
Yeah.
How about that? I mean, so when you think about it, that term invincibility, like when that guy said that for you, how did that hit you? Because it takes a second for you to think about it.
I took it like, and I want to get real practical too.
Yeah.
Like, so anybody listening, like I know we started kind of like big picture, but I look at it because I want to wake up every day and think nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
Like we've talked before, like a real bad day is just an ineffective day.
That's right.
It's like a small-minded day. That doesn't mean you didn't do small things, because that's important to grow, but it's thinking small. And so when somebody says, man, I feel invincible, it's like, I could try anything. Because I love that idea. Like if you knew you wouldn't fail, what would you do?
Yeah.
And I think the only way you can think like that is if you're hooked up with God and you've got the right people around you. But and this is honestly why I love doing this podcast, because I want to unpack this a little bit, because I believe this is the secret sauce for life.
Yeah.
Like I want you walking around like humble, and I could do anything. I've got the power of God behind me and a great team.
Yeah.
So in the pursuit of great business, in the pursuit of making more money this year than you did last year, all those kind of things, man, my kids need to be healthy. So my kids are covered. Man, my business is covered, because we're going to, hey, Joey, what do you think about this investment? What do you think about this strategy?
Yeah.
Like I get to, that wise counsel really factors in.
Right.
And so knowing that every category of importance in life can and will be covered by the right people,
right,
that's how you feel invincible.
So I'm curious, do you have you are the same, but I bet your friend, and I'm thinking about this for myself, so I want to ask you first, and then I'd like to chime in too. I'm curious, when you think about 5 of your close friends, what different roles did they serve for you? Yeah, you attract a similar dude, but at the same time, they all feel probably, well, maybe I don't want to assume that. Do they fill different roles? And if so, what roles do they fill? And you can use specific examples, people in your life.
That's a really good question. I kind of like the body of Christ.
Yeah.
Right. You've got all these different variations or examples of it. And I think that's the same with a lot of friends, because you're right. There's probably an overarching theme of my friends that want to win, love God, want to be great for their families, but also got a little bit of let's go get them.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but what's funny is I've got some buddies that would love to fight every day. Right. And I like that. That's fun for me. And then I got some other guys that would keep me out of a fight.
Yeah.
And that's good.
That's so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I got some guys that are like really like high level billionaire businessmen. And then some other guys that really like focus on the church and that's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do think the diversity is critical, but there is kind of this common theme of like maybe excellence.
Yes.
Hunger. Let's take ground. You know what I mean? Like that's what's attractional. That there's probably like principles that are very similar in each guy, but I know I'm way better to have a lot of variations that aren't just like me. It's like our wives. Like I thought I wanted to marry Chris and a girl version. Right. Because I like me. Right. That's great. But man, do I need the differences and the uniqueness. And I think it's the same in friendship.
That's right.
What about you? You attract Joey's the best first impression of anybody I've ever met. So you could be friends with everyone in the world. So I think the question to you is one, how diverse does it look for you? Yeah. But then also like, because everybody does want to be Joey Odom's friend, what's it look like for you to kind of get specific with your friendships?
It's interesting to think about. It's interesting to think about the differences in all of my friends and what looks different. So Heath, greatest dude in the world, maybe the most caring person I've ever been around. Like he is just naturally a dad. The other day, Gianna, my 16-year-old, she just started driving. She bumped into a car in a parking lot and she calls sobbing. And it was the grace of God. Heath walks by her in that parking lot and happened to be in the same parking lot. And bro, he was so ready to take care of her. He's done that on multiple occasions and he's so caring. We cut it up. We laugh. We were business partners for years. So I think about Heath on like the deep care side, also the light side and joking. Think about our friend Luke. I just mentioned Luke. Luke lives in Arkansas. We haven't lived near each other for 20 years. Luke calls so consistently. He's so good about keeping up. A quick 6-minute conversation. He's so good at that. Luke also just relentlessly will make fun of you, which I love. I got my friend Peter in Knoxville. Peter is kind of the same way. He'll call 4-minute conversation. We cut it up. I got Jeff Hughes. Jeff Hughes is one of my best friends in the world. Jeff is a few years older than me. We work together. He serves like in a little bit more of like a mentor when I need some wisdom. I call you for like a bunch of different things, laughing, but wisdom. Brooke Moser, who a great friend of ours, both of us know, who leads Intentional. Brooke is one of those. He's very deep. Like he wants to go to the core and the soul. He says like, I got no secret. So he wants to go to like down to the depths. If you're not
crying, why are we talking? Yeah.
And so I think about all of that. So they all do fill different probably needs that I have. But when I'm thinking about all of them, one, every single one of them loves Jesus. Yeah. I just find myself, and this is not being exclusive as a friend, but I do find like that depth, you just find a greater depth. So they all love Jesus. And I also know that every single one of them, bro, I need you right now. All of them are in the truck. Yeah. Like all of them jump in. I talk to my brother Jacob every single day. Jacob and I, we'll go deep some, but we just talk. We are constantly talking. He lives in Tulsa. We talk all the time. But again, every single one of those, I know there's that, like if you think about them like spread out, but then like coming down in like a diamond at a point in the middle, they all have the same thing, which is a deep love for Jesus, a deep love for me, and they would do anything for me. I know that. I mean, there's no question there.
So you feel
feel invincible. Man, that's so good.
I remember I got saved after high school. And I mean, you feel like those high school guys are like your ride or dies because you're the goal line standing with them and you're in the locker room and you're the sports hero of high school and all that stuff. And that there's some power in that. And then I got saved and met a bunch of guys that weren't necessarily like that, but we were Christians together.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought, this is so much deeper because the spiritual connection was wild.
Yeah.
And so I love that you said that because there's such a definitive, like, and I guess it's because it touches eternity. Maybe it touches like fulfillment and purpose and all of that comes with like this walk with God.
Yeah.
So having friends that are on that level, and I think sometimes that's where people are a little bit, it's like, well, we are good friends, but we don't really see the world the same. And it's like, I like that. I like the differences,
right?
But like to have the fulfillment and depth of a friendship. Yeah. And I think that spiritual alignment might be the piece.
I think it has to be. It really is interesting there. So I think about, you did say, and that's a very nice compliment, that I am a great first impression. The downside of that sometimes for me is the follow through. Is that I can burst big, but then
we were best friends.
But I do know for me it requires a lot. Sometimes I think, gosh, can I give what I need to give in this friendship? So for you, you're very good about this. I mean, you never go somewhere solo. Like, you always have a friend with you. Will you talk about the rhythms? Maybe the rhythms that come naturally to you, but then maybe even the stuff that okay, I want to be good friend, so I need to do this intentionally.
That's great. One.
But and I'll say that, and I think it's because it's going to sound so basic. There are probably women listening, be like, hey, idiots, you don't know how to be friends? Like, no, it's very hard as a grown man to be a friend, know how to make a friend, be a friend. So that's why I'm asking some of this.
Friends like not on your schedule.
That's so good. Yeah.
You're right. Like in my calendar, it doesn't say call Bob. Yeah. Bob needs you to be a good friend.
Yeah. Why are you still going by Bob? Yeah. All that stuff. Yeah.
Come on. You should have changed that, Bob. Yeah. I think I'm going to incorporate the up, out, down.
Okay.
I think that this has been a game as far as like a friend strategy. This helps. But then on top of that, there is just the idea of like, just take somebody with you everywhere. I told your brother that actually. He was going to like these high-end meetings. This. And it was like, it's not that fun. I have to go like mingle. I'm like, what would make it fun? He's like, well, like someone like Joey coming with me. It's like, yeah, you should take Joey. Do you know what I mean? Like I agree. And that's the solution. So like, I don't travel without somebody. Like if I'm going to go speak somewhere, and there's a accountability side of that too. But it's like, you get stuck in an airport. Like you and I could have a blast in the airport, man. But if I'm by myself, it makes the whole day a bummer. Yeah. So I don't get the mail by myself. I take one of my, Tom down the road, I'm going to get the mail. We should go at the same time. Like, but it creates, I don't work out by myself. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's a lot of natural moments that we can connect, and it probably does take one extra piece of effort. You do have to call, you do have to coordinate, but man, is it worth it, because you and that experience go up 10 notches. Yes. So up, out, down. Okay. And speak to this too, because you're good at this. But up are the people that pour into you. They're above you. Yeah. Like Jeff Hughes, you mentioned, it's a stud, ahead of you in business, ahead of you in age, ahead of you in financial planning, all that kind of stuff. Like, what a guy to intentionally have. Like for me, Pastor Bill is an up in my life for the last 20 years. Legend. You know what I mean? And I mean, calls stuff out, sees things. I parent like I saw him parent. I need that. Yeah. There's another guy in our church that raised 3 daughters. He's an up. Yeah. How do you raise 3 daughters? Yeah. Right. Out is this. Yeah. We're running together. We're sharpening each other. You vacation together. You work out together. You bounce ideas off of each other. Like that's the invincible stuff, I think. Like I take an out with me when I travel. Yeah. Down is who you intentionally pour into. And I see a lot of guys that sometimes have this and a lot of times don't. Yeah. And naturally there might be people that work for you on your team or something like that. But it's like, I'm talking about the ones where it's like there's something, you see something special in that kid and you're going to intentionally invest. I was a youth pastor. Yeah. It was great. Hundreds of kids. But I just knew there were like 10 or 15 of them that were like on my watch. Yeah. And I'm pouring, and still they'll randomly call from Houston or whatever. And it's like, hey, thinking about this. And I'm like, bro, I love you. Like you were a great addition to my life because I got to pour out. How do you go? This is going to sound so basic and elementary. Again, I just imagine women listening to this laughing. These idiots. You just eat snacks together. Has Joey ever made a friend? Why does he need this so explained to him? How do you go find an up?
I think we can let's just.
I like it.
I think we can find an out. I think we maybe, and I actually have some thoughts on that. But how do you find an up and how do you find a down?
It's really good. The example I just used about a dad.
Yeah.
This guy goes to our church, and I've known him for years. But I did this exercise for myself, and I literally was thinking through what would help me. And I knew I needed an up in business as we're starting companies, and I realized I needed an up in parenting.
Huh.
And I honestly, this is simple, thought about who was ahead, who I had seen it do well, and I pursued them. And I think that's the key, though. We have to pursue up.
Okay, that's good.
I think that's how this works.
That.
Like, my pastor has said that a lot. He's like, man, I've got thousands of congregants, but then there's certain ones that pursue me. And now that we're getting, like, it's been interesting, some of the younger business guys or younger dads that have pursued it.
Yeah.
I love it. But I'm probably not thinking, oh yeah, I should call Mikey today and tell him how to be a good dad.
Yeah.
But man, when Mikey calls me, it's so fulfilling.
That's good.
So I think we have to pursue ups, recognize who you have access to. And honestly, I think that's man, pray about it. God, who is available? Because I bet they're there.
Right.
We haven't looked at it through that lens to pursue it. And then it's like, hey, can I buy you lunch?
Yeah.
And ask you 3 good questions.
I mean, isn't the precursor to this, like, you kind of have to be in community to be able to identify your ups?
Yes. For us, that's been church.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess, like, I got some buddies at the gym and stuff like that, but it's like, I agree. You in community at least makes it possible and available to have these kind of friendships.
Right. All right. So you pursue the ups? I like that. That's good.
And then I think you just look around. It's kind of what we talk about a lot, like what's in your hand.
Yes.
I think a lot of times these downs are there and available. We just haven't looked at it like, I'm going to be intentional to pour into this person.
Right.
And obviously I'm big on, you know, if you're a fella, you should be pouring into a fella so it doesn't get weird.
Yeah.
But, you know, like there's young men that need some of that. And hopefully, like I said, they're coming your way. But I think sometimes too, like there's been young guys at the church and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, I'd love to take you to lunch. I got a couple ideas for you. And there is an initiation maybe on my end to make sure that the downs are at least established. Yeah. But then their pursuit back up's a big deal.
Well, what you just said, and what I think this may be a whole episode. One of the most life-changing things that you said was this idea of just looking, what do I have in my hand right now? And we'll unpack that on a different episode. But who is in your life? I think you're right. Here I am thinking about you having to go establish a whole new social network to find this. Like, no. Just take 10 minutes of uninterrupted thought. Don't put your laptop down, put your phone in the drawer, and just think who's somebody else. And you're right. I think that when I was younger, and even now, I mean, I said I'm mid-40s now, but if someone who was a stage of life ahead of me said like, hey, let me take you to lunch and let me hear about you. People love when someone's interested in them. What a cool opportunity to do that.
And will open their heart to receive.
Yeah.
Again, there's a part of us that wants to be led. And so now I've recognized someone that cares enough and is capable of maybe taking me somewhere I couldn't go by myself. We're winning there.
That's very challenging to me. We're getting really involved in our church that we love in Knoxville, and there are a bunch of people who are in their probably 30 to 35 range. And I think I've heard stuff like if you can find somebody within like 10 years, 10 years ahead, 10 years behind or something like that, that's kind of the sweet spot. I think, man, what an unbelievable opportunity for these young guys for me to just say, let me take some interest in you. Because I think like guys in their 30s, and this is something that I'm deeply on my heart, is that guys in their 30s are in wartime and they're trying to apply peacetime principles to a wartime moment. Come on. And like, no, hold on, you got kids at home. What are you doing on the golf course every Saturday? Right. I mean, that kind of stuff where you can help guide them a little bit closer to that. So that's very challenging.
But Joey, they need somebody to give them permission to think differently than everybody else is.
Man, that's so good.
You have permission to not play golf on Saturdays.
Bro.
Right? Like, because it's like, well, but my other friends are. It's like, I'm giving you permission to be a better dad. I'm giving you permission to get up early. I know you're not a morning person, but I'm giving you permission to think differently and actually but they need somebody that cares about them enough and is, to your point, a little bit ahead of them to show them the fruit that comes from that.
Permission. That's an unbelievable word. We are walking around. We are little children looking for permission all the time. We really are. That's it. That's so true.
And the problem is sometimes we give permission to people to think less than. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm giving you permission to make an excuse here. Stop.
Yeah.
I'm giving you permission to dream big and think like nothing's impossible. Let's talk about the 1, the 3, and the 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think this is interesting for you too. I'll maybe kick it off, but you've moved a few times.
Yeah.
And so you've had to reestablish this.
Right.
And so I think I've lived in the same city now for 25 years. So I created some of this, some of that's obviously changed, but for anybody listening, it's like there are different seasons of life for sure. But the 1, 3, 12 it's kind of the Jesus model. Who's your 1? Like, who's your absolute best friend?
Yeah.
Who are your 3 and who are your 12?
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's on the outs. So that's kind of like one layer deeper in that category. But it's really interesting as I've done this personally and I've challenged other guys to do this. Once you identify it, you look at those people differently.
Yes.
7 billion people in the world and you're in my top 12.
That's it.
I'm going to treat you differently.
Yep.
Now it almost demands covenant.
Yes.
And so then the cool thing is, so I'm seeing it differently. What's been the most powerful is challenging guys to do that.
Yeah.
And then them telling somebody, I call you and say, Joe, you're in my 3.
Yeah.
Out of everybody in my life, you're in my absolute top 3. So whatever you need is yes.
The power we have when we name something is unbelievable. The first thing God told Adam to do is just go name it.
Name some animals,
you can go name it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll take this a quick direction separately. What you're calling your wife, she will become.
Bro.
You go name it. Oh, is she being a B word? Okay, guess what she just became? The one thing you say I love is like when you're looking for the best in someone, all you see is good. So all of a sudden you see somebody who is a caring mother, and you go ahead and call your wife a caring mother and see what happens. Right. Go ahead and call your wife the best wife you've ever seen. I said this to Kristen the other night, and in full sincerity, I said, I've been thinking about something. I think you're the best mom I've ever met.
Come on.
She's an incredible mom. And so again, this power to name. We were in Highlands, North Carolina with Heath Wilson, who I mentioned, Heath and Misty. Kristen and I were a few years ago, and we were in the thick of the business that we were running. And I remember exactly the table we were sitting at, and the restaurant we were in. And I said, hey, I just want you to know that we are in covenant with you. And there was something about that gets me emotional thinking about it. Yep. To know that when your kids need me, they call me. And I've done it, and I reach out to them. What's funny about it, Heath walked by when Gianna got in her first accident. It just so coincidentally, when Maddox, their oldest son, got in his first accident, Heath was out of town, so he called me. That's and great. So you think about like, hey, we are in covenant together. There is something, and I think our text group is Covenant Friends. But just putting a name to it, because it removes a little bit of there may be, I don't think there's actually an initial awkwardness to this in any way. I think there's actually no awkwardness, but it removes any question of where you stand. Yeah. Cause that's all we walk through lives wondering, where do we stand? You know what I mean? Like that's a question underlying everything, every situation we're in. Well, where do I stand in this situation?
Yeah. Where do I stand at the office?
Yeah.
Where do I stand with my spouse?
That's right.
Where do I stand with that guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you remove that question and be like, nope. No questions here.
I know where we stand.
I know exactly where we stand.
I know what I can count on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think naming that is so vital, and it does elevate that relationship. You can level up. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you're one of my 3, Chris. Let me tell you why. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you why you're one of my 3. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you would be there for my kids in any moment. I know that because you've done it before. I know that because I see how you live your life. I know because you have wisdom overflowing in you. I know because you get in the Word every single morning. So when I call you for wisdom, I know there's fresh wisdom that day because you've already gotten it from the Holy Spirit. I know that. I know that because you coach professional athletes and politicians and all these people. I know you have that wisdom that you're dispensing. I know you love me. So of course I want someone to be my friend who loves me. Like I know that because I know how great of a husband you are to Molly. I know that because I know how great of a father you are to your kids. Like, yeah, absolutely. I want this guy in my 3. Are you kidding me? So think about that. Yeah. And there's no question for the rest of our lives, that's what we are to each other.
I have a client that I took him through it, and he called his guys and said, hey, you're in my 3, you're in my 12, whatever. I took another guy through it, and he goes, wait a minute. Your other client called me about 6 months ago and told me this.
Wow.
And I'm just now realizing the full significance of it, because I'm about to call him and tell him he's in my 12.
Man.
So it's amazing when it starts to overlap and you start to kind of see the levity and the gravity of it. It's pretty amazing. Go ahead.
Well, I think one really practical. Well, I don't want to cut your train of thought off there.
I was going to talk about the sustainability of it.
Let me give some real practical on this. This is a framework that in the technology company I ran, which is all around helping us spend less time, change our relationship with our phones. This is a framework that I developed around how we build relationships, and this is how we've built a relationship with our phones and our devices. We can talk about that more, but it's called the PID loop. PID, and I want to encourage you to think through this model in a few different ways. The first, it stands for proximity, which leads to interaction, which leads to dependence. PID. So when you're in relationships with somebody, we had friends, Matt and Emily, who lived next door to us, and we lived in Oklahoma. We were always around them. And so then as a result, we'd watch Lost together and we cooked dinner together. So we were around each other. We interacted more. We became more dependent on each other. And then when we were more dependent on each other in a good way, good dependence, then we'd want to be around each other more proximity, more interaction, more dependence. They moved to Texas. And because we were out of proximity, we didn't interact as much. We became less dependent. And so as a result, we were less in less proximity. So by the way, this is how we form a relationship with the phones. They're around us all the time. So we're interacting with them, becoming dependent on them. They're actually removing our need for friends. So we got to be careful on that. If you think your relationship with Jesus, I want to be in proximity and I'm going to interact and be dependent on him. Just say, I am here with you. I mean, just that whole, I am here. So the encouragement, that's a longer discussion. The very, 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 very practical side of this is place yourself in proximity around those people you want to be friends with. This won't happen naturally. Justin Whitmill early wrote the best book on friendship I've ever read, called Made for People. And it's all around this idea that it's the current of culture is away from friendships, away from relationships. So the absolute practical side of this is put yourself in proximity to those people. Yep. This doesn't have to be, you and I have lived apart from each other for 14 years. We place ourselves in deliberate proximity every single week because we talk every single week. Jacob and I talk. My brother and I haven't seen each other for maybe a year and a half or 2 years. It's weird.
You don't go on family trips.
Yeah, exactly. But we are in proximity to each other because we talk all the time. So it sounds so basic, but let's dumb it down. Place yourself in proximity. And that's going to lead to more interaction. And then you're going to find yourself dependent on that person. When I say dependent, I mean in a good way. Like, hey, I'm having a hard day. Can we talk about it? Hey, can you pray for me? Here's what we're battling with right now. And then you find them to be trustworthy, and you find yourself more proximity to them. So let's be intentional with our proximity around each other.
I was going to speak to the SSS calls.
Oh, come on. So good.
Which is exactly what you're saying.
Yes.
Right? Like we don't live next to each other, but we place ourselves in proximity with each other on these weekly phone calls.
Yes.
And somehow we, in a stroke of genius, came up with this real cool little algorithm for it. But we do at least a 10-minute call every single week. It's in our calendar. I schedule it like one of my client calls. Yeah. It's in there, and it's great. It's every single week. And we just said, hey, we're not going to miss a week.
Yes.
The first time we started doing it. It's been a couple years now. But it's SSS. One is just an opening line. It's a story. And there's no fluff. Joey, what's your story this week? And it's awesome. Right? Yeah. It could be a story from our childhood, a silly joke, whatever it might be. Number two is a silly, which really is, what are you dreaming about?
Yeah.
Like, what are you excited about? Man, I did this call with this guy. I think it might open this door. Man, I got an idea. I mean, it's just great because everybody needs an outlet consistently to dream big.
Yeah, it's so, the dream's so big, it would be almost silly to tell someone else.
It's silly for
almost unsilly.
But it's not silly for us because we get it, right?
Yeah.
And then the last one is a secret. Man, I've been navigating this. This was hard at home this week. Here's a thought that I have. I think on our first call, I was like, I don't know, Joey. I'm still thinking about steroids. It's been
so good.
Been 45 years of considering it.
Hilarious.
And you're like, well, think about the acne on your back. And you kind of talked about it. I was like, all right, I kind of put it on the shelf for a while.
That's a real story, yes.
I guess I'm just going to have to eat more protein again, right? But it's like, what a fun place to just have that automatic outlet for all of those things.
Yeah.
But what it creates is a consistency. I bet I've told 50 guys about it.
Yes.
And the point is, who do you love and who do you want to make sure you keep in your life?
Yeah.
Like, somebody stops going to your church, to your point, I don't see them every Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't see my neighbor every day.
Right.
We don't go to the same gym anymore. Whatever it is, if those are relationships you want to keep, you can. And for us, it was a 10-minute per week sacrifice to keep our friendship together. And it's probably why we're sitting here today.
And I would argue with that. And there are a couple things you said. There's no small talk. It's really important to get rid of that. Yep. And And you don't need it when it's regular. I actually find the hallmark of a great friendship is measured by how short your phone calls can be. That's how you know you got a great friend.
That's a great point.
It's if they can be short, that's a great friend. If you are, what happens is we delay calling somebody, be like, holy crap, this is gonna be 40 minutes. I don't have 40 minutes. Yeah, I don't have it. And so can you make them short? So I think if you are doing this call wrong, if they are 45-minute calls.
Agreed.
You're doing, some are 10, some are 30, some are 45. That's okay. But the goal is let's just hit 10 minutes because I need a touch point right now.
And my favorite thing is, and this is a whole, like we need to do friendship 2.0 or something. Yeah. We just have to be unoffendable.
God, that's good. There's a couple at your church. I remember this line. I feel like there was a great line from a couple in your church who said, I'm unoffendable. That's what makes our marriage great. This principle's so good. Keep going.
But I think that even on these calls,
yeah,
like like a lot of times it's like, hey, Joey, I've got a 3:00. Okay, see ya.
Yes.
Because we're not offendable. Yes. I don't need to like tell you why I need to get off the call.
No joke.
You know what I'm saying? Like what a funny thing to get hung up on.
Yes.
But I think like overarching, if we're just unoffendable friends.
Yeah.
Hey, I was planning on coming and now I can't. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not offended by that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's if there's a grace to the friendship, then it can just flow.
I like the question on the front end of a call is how much time do you have?
I like that too.
What's your time constraint?
It's respectful.
Yeah, it is respectful.
I have 3 minutes. Let's make the most of it.
Great. Man, you're so right on it. And I think the unoffendable, the offense comes from that question of where do I stand? Yeah. And if you just know, Hart loves me. So why there's no room for offense. This is the same in marriage, by the way. Like the time to bring up something that you have grievance in with your spouse is not in the heat of the moment. It's in the middle of a date because they know, oh, he loves me. This is coming out of love.
The best marriage and friend advice we ever got. Molly and I were trying to get some snow cones. We're about to get married like a week later. This sweet old lady's in front of us. And I just said, hey, if I buy your snow cone, would you give us a little marriage advice? She goes, yep, one thing. Always assume the best.
That's so good.
She's like, you're going to get a text message at 10 o'clock. You're not going to understand the context of it. Assume the best. And she gave a couple examples. 100% to your point works in marriage. Absolutely, if we'll apply that to friendships.
Man.
I assume the best. Right. And if we'll do that, that keeps us out of the offense space and we can actually just keep being productive for each other.
Yeah.
You talk about a cool friendship, like you're kind in saying like, man, when we're together, you get better. That's it.
Yes.
We're productive. We bring value to each other.
Yeah.
That's what that call, that's why I respect and want to protect our call time because it's valuable to me.
Right.
Because you intentionally bring that. My desire is to bring that to you as a friend.
Yeah.
If I make you better, if you advance as a friend, I'm better. If you take ground, I take ground.
That's right.
And maybe the last thing, I know we got to put maybe a bow on this. There's something about friends that if we're doing it right, we are literally drawing the best out of that person. I was transitioning jobs, careers, the whole thing. And I was at a little Italian place with a buddy. We're eating outside. And he goes, hey, could I just put on a different hat real quick? Can I just speak prophetically over what you're about to do? And he said some stuff that's playing out 10 years later.
Wow.
And but if I hadn't given him, like if I just kept it surface, let's just eat these meatballs and enjoy our life.
Yeah.
Like you're a good friend. It's great. But like there's something like he had a gifting in him that I really needed in that moment.
Yeah. You're
great at this. Like you're an encourager. You see things, you believe in people. And maybe that would be my big start to close this thing out is like, if we're going to be great friends, then what we're daily trying to do is be our best for the friend.
Yeah.
And then let's be gracious enough and serve each other enough to like legitimate, like Joey, there's greatness in you and I'm going to help you see it.
Man,
I'm going to intentionally pull it out so that then you can walk it out.
So good. The names I'll give for that. This is from Justin Early's book, Made for People. He talks about encouragement and rebuke in friendship. And his simple definition is so unbelievably good, I think. Encouragement, it's just saying out loud something that you see somebody else doing that they should keep doing.
That's great.
So the reason I like that is, Chris, I see you doing this. Hey, man, you're so good at that. Speaking that, here's why it's important. I think the underlying implication in that is if you don't say something, they may stop doing that good thing. So be very quick to voice the good things you see in somebody. Please, your marriage, unbelievable, tool you have there for sure in friendships. Then rebuke is calling out something, seeing a danger ahead for somebody else. I see a danger ahead for you, so I'm going to name that thing. And they may not be able to see it. You may not be able to see. You're not a drinker or anything like that. But like, bro, I don't think. Man, I was over. You had 6 beers the other night. Like that. I think there's some danger ahead for that. Man, I noticed when you were drinking a little much. I noticed you were a little bit short with your kids. What a gift. Totally. Both of those. And if you're unoffendable, then you can receive both.
Dadgummit,
just stole it from you, sucker. Don't take mine.
Don't take mine. So,
no, speak on that.
It removes the offense.
Yeah,
because how it's framed.
Yeah,
right. I'm just. I don't want you to swerve off the road.
Yeah,
I'm not offended by that. Thank you for saving my life. Right, and so it's like I'm seeing something that could be that I want to protect you from.
Yeah.
So why would I ever be offended by that? You love me enough to help protect me. I honor that instead of resist it.
And let me call this out and maybe call the guys up on this one. If you get rebuked, don't be a little baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Don't be a little baby. Just know your friend loves you and they see a danger you don't see. So you're going to thank him for it. So don't be a baby. Don't get mad at him. Don't get offended. That's hard.
Man. And actually recognize the favor that it is, because that's something that needs to be worked out in you anyways.
That's right.
So instead of trying to like find it 5 years later, if you get called out on it now, think about the acceleration that comes from that.
Right.
You pointed it out. Now I can actually address it and do something about it.
Yeah.
Let's say, no, invest in this stock now.
Yes.
And watch it rise.
Yeah.
Or invest in it way later when you finally figure it out and make less money.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's right.
So like there's an appreciation. Man, I thank you for calling that out. Thank you for saying it.
Yeah.
Because now I can do something about it. And
that's right.
We're good enough friends. We'll do something about it together.
Yeah.
And actually enjoy getting better.
Or you've had an opportunity to process it. They may be, your friends are not always right. It gives you a chance to thank them, for you to process it, for you to go ask your spouse if that's true, to go ask somebody else if it's true, without you having confirmation bias and you just saying like, is this true or not? And then circle back with them, like, I appreciate that. Here's what I see. What am I not seeing in that? Because I don't see it. So it gives you a chance, but don't be a baby. Just receive it and be willing and humble enough to receive it.
What do you think, Joey? We're friendship as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Being brave and big always starts with a small step.
Yep.
What's your challenge? What are your thoughts to a small step in friendship?
I don't want this to be overly complicated, but we've gone over a bunch of stuff. We've talked about up, out, down. We've talked about 1, 3, 12. What I would encourage someone to do is to think through the lens of level up. Yeah. So where do the level up, let me give a couple examples. The level up could be taking a 15-minute time to think about who's in your life that fits the up category, who's in your life that fits the out category, who's in your life that fits the down category, and initiate with one of those people. That could be one. Or you could say specifically, no, I want to think about the out, and maybe a 1, 3, 12. Okay, I know I'm going to identify my 1. I'm going to go tell that person they're my 1. I'm going to go talk to those people. They're my 3, my 12. So I would just encourage, what is that one small step in all of that? And again, the small, but it's just, let me level up on one of those areas. You don't have to do all the up, out, down right now, the 1, 3, 12, maybe put it in your calendar to think about it once a month or something like that. But just take that, what's that one level up you can do along those lines? Have somebody who can you have a SSS call with? Yep. That's just take one of those principles and go apply that. What about you? What's that small step? Man,
I'm with you. I would say exactly what you just communicated. There's so much power in putting it on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, like for real, like in the notes on your phone, write up and either put someone that's definitively there or should be there.
Yeah.
Write out. Man, here, I can only think of 3 right now. Great. What a great starting point. But there's something about actually putting it on paper so you can see it. And then the only other thing I would add to that is you will have great friends if you're a great friend.
Yeah, that's so right.
So what does being a great friend look like in the next 7 days? What's the most, it literally might be, I love thinking of somebody and send them a text.
Yeah.
You think about them and you call them. Nobody answers the phone anymore, but man, we leave some great voicemails.
Heck yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And think about, I can't tell you how many times someone's been like, man, I needed that.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's being a great friend.
That's it.
So our goal, our heart, man, let's have the best friends possible. We want you to feel invincible.
Yep.
We want you and your family to be covered and safe. Let's be good friends this week.
Yep.
Let's identify the people that we're going to invest in, and watch the fruit of friendship pile up.
That's so good. That's so good. I mean, maybe listen to episode 1, apply a 20-mile march to it. I mean it. That's good.
Yeah.
There's so many things I would change about my original answer that I don't have time to really go into all of them, but there's a lot that I would change on that. So I'm not even going to go into specifics.
Your initial answers were so bad. We don't even have time to change them.
I know. And you know what? And I'm willing to be so vulnerable. We're not even going to edit them out. You can listen to how bad those answers were.
Enjoy it. Be great. Be a good friend. Build great friendships and watch your life benefit from it. Let's go.
Come on. Okay, real quick. Triple S for us. Subscribe, share, star. Give us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you so much for joining us this week on Brave and Big. Brave and Big is produced by Sonus Podcast and the brilliant Miles Albritton. We will see you next week.